Welcome to CEPLAS Plant Punch. My name is Diana and today I'm talking to plant scientists from Computational Biology Institute at Heinrich Heine University. So please tell me about yourself and your work.
Hi Diana, thank you for setting up this conversation. I'm Chilperic and here's Jérémie. We are both plant scientists associated with CEPLAS and we work at Cell Computational Biology. So what we do is we are trying to understand how plant works so that we can design in the future plant that will adapt to climate change.
And what inspired you to focus on plants and their improvement?
Personally, I grew up in the family of farmers and I have been observing that it has become more and more difficult to produce the crops that we needed. And growing up in such an environment, I always said, how can I help my community? But now I want not only to help the community, but to help the world. Why? Because what I observe in my community is what is actually happening with the climate change. We have the rapid growth of the population. And with the climate change, it means that in the future we might face food insecurity. So if we understand how certain plants that can work with harsh climate, if you understand them, then we can replicate that principle in other plants, and in this way we can tackle food insecurity.
In your research, you use computer-based models. What exactly do these models do?
Before I answer, I have to tell you what is computer-based model. So the computer-based model is actually a digital representation of the plant. So we take only the traits of the plant that we need. So it's like a simplified representation of the plant in the computer. And when we have that, we can test different scenarios. For example, we can simulate the climate change, and our digital plant or our computer-based plant, we can see how that plant would thrive in the scenario of climate change.
And what kinds of plants are you simulating?
So, as Chilperic said, we are trying to focus on plants that are actually adapted to hot and dry environments. So a good example of that would be the cactus, which is really good at growing in these kind of conditions. And so it's one of our focuses.
Why is it important to match specific crop varieties to specific climates or environments?
As Jérémie said, for example, the cactus grow in places where you don't have enough water and it's very hot. However, the other plants cannot. At the same time, you have some plants that really grow in like more friendly environment. So if we understand how each like the trait of each plant, so we can actually compare them and see what is missing. So therefore, if we know what is missing for the plant that grows in like more friendly environment, how those plants could grow in the harsh climate. If we figure out, we can actually design we can actually design what is missing in those plants so that they behave like the cactus.
How will your research help us develop these new kinds of crops?
The idea is that with our digital plants, we can then identify, as Chilperic said, the specific traits that are needed for a plant to grow in harsh environments. And in the end, the goal would be to try and find a way to engineer new crops or plants that can withstand the harsh reality of climate change.
And I would say also, beside one thing that is important is that traditionally in biology, what we used to do is that we were like setting physical experiment. Some experiment could take 20 years to be completed. However, with our digital plant, something that takes years, we can do it within a minute, and we are not limited by different scenarios. So we save money, we save time, we save hands. So that's how our computational work help to actually understand plant traits or plant biology in general.
This sounds really promising, but also complicated. So what are the main challenges you face in developing these models?
there are some challenges. Like the first challenges would be actually when we develop this plant, we do all the simulation. We need to compare them to actual plants. So and for that, we need the data from the actual plant, which is sometimes difficult because you need to find the right experiment, the right people to talk to, and also to get the right data that align with your digital plant. So this is sometimes very challenging.
We're also working using some methods from other fields like physics and math, and integrating these methods to work on biology can be really challenging too. It's not often done, and so yeah, we need to be a bit imaginative with that.
If people want to learn more or get involved, what should they do?
We are always happy to talk about what we are doing because we love it, right?
Yeah, we do.
So what you could do is that you can directly visit our lab, the Computational Cell Biology, or you can contact CEPLAS. So we will be happy to welcome you and talk to you about what we are doing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Diana.